so get your pictures nice and quick. Hopefully the other one will come out and they'll play a bit of tug of war. Oh, just licking it. So out of 160,000 that were in Tasmania in 1996, today 90% of those have been killed by this disease. Now the disease is transferred cell to cell, so when they bite another devil, when they get into fights, it transmits to the other Tasmanian devil, so it's really easily passed on. Because they come together to feed on carcasses and to mate, a lot of the time there is a bit of aggression shown, and the first place they'd bite is on the face, which is why the disease starts straight off on the face.
What's the average age? What's the age of this one?
This one here is 4, and the other one who hasn't come out yet is 3 years old. They don't have a huge lifespan, they're only living till about the 6 years mark. Nice and graphic for you. She hasn't come out yet though, to challenge him. Give him a minute. Now I mentioned they are solitary, so they're quite happy to live on their own. This exhibit's the only one where we have 2 devils in it. All the others live on their own. They only interact when it's time to mate. Now the mating process isn't the most prettiest thing that you've seen. What will happen is he will basically find the girl, grab her by the back of the neck on something called the ruff. It's just a bit of skin. They get a fat roll there. They bite that, and it sort of relaxes the female. It's like they get a hit of... Oh, here she comes. Oh. That's right. Now the tug of war starts. I'll let them go.
Are they tied?
You can hear the puffing, the little hissing. That's sort of, I'm here and this is mine. They get their name because they do that little sound, which sounds like a devil. The legs are attached, yes. Now this isn't just teasing them or anything like that, this is how they would do it in the wild. And part of the zoo is to keep all those wild behaviours. So letting them actually fight over the meal, eventually they will feed off the same carcass. This is something they'll do in the wild as well. So even though these are captive animals, we want them to keep all those wild behaviours. So this is one thing that we do, mix them around a little bit. Don't give them food every day, we just give them a big carcass, and if they eat most of that, we'll actually take it out and give them a couple starve days. That's how they do it in the wild. Sorry, what's your question?
You keep them hungry, you feed them a little bit late so that they're go chase for the food. Is it that way?
We don't not feed them so that they're more keen for the food. It's more to stimulate, represent what happens in the wild. So in the wild, they would come across a big carcass. They're carrion feeders. They don't actively hunt their food. They'll actually find, they're just through here if you want to look. They'll actually hunt out dead animals already and feed on that, so they're not active hunters. But in the wild, they will gorge on a carcass, so nothing else comes and steals it from them. But what it could mean is they could go days afterwards without eating again. So we try and represent what would happen in the wild. We're not trying to keep them hungry, but that's what will happen. So we monitor every single devil that we have, and their diet isn't all the same. Each devil is getting something different, a different amount, and so it takes a lot of time doing food prep.